I think I'm gonna go poke around this northeasterly corner of the map right quick and make sure I don't miss anything, because that seems like an exceptionally juicy map location for an open world RPG. You never can tell. That's a strange looking geographic outcropping there as well. We're gonna see what's popping over there. Fenoriel, looks pretty bad. What's going on here?
Come so far and be obstructed by this vileness. What luck! You helped avenge my beloved Sylvanar and Canarthi's roost. Tell me, would you lend your striking arm to my cause once more?
What's wrong?
My time as the Green Lady has passed. When I died upon the shores of Piantania, I was drawn to rest in this sacred grove, Treehenge. All of my kindred rest here, since they first set foot upon Valenwood. Something blocks my entrance. Something vile.
Vile? What could it be?
The Hengekeeper would know better than I. She is nearby, in the roots below. Seek her out. Banish whatever darkness shadows this grove.
I'll look for her.
Thank you. Oh, and when you meet whoever's responsible for this, twist the knife a little. Just for me.
Yeah, I remember you in Canarthi's Roost. You brutally murdered a, I want to say it was an ambassador? Which was pretty crazy. What happened to you?
With the swiftness of the green, I swam to the shores of Piantania, home of the Sea Elves. There, I visited my wrath upon them. I tore at flesh and bone. I cut until my arms went limp. I rent until my legs fell out beneath me.
What happened?
I gave them no such pleasure. Their greatest warrior found me spent atop their highest sea tower. He grabbed my hair, hoping to take my head as a prize. So I grabbed him and leapt into the waves far below. The look on his face.
Jesus. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, people were scared of you. I remember that. And I see why. You're fucking terrifying. So we're going to keep moving away from wherever you were in that moment. Far away from there. We're going to go into these spooky vines. The roots of the Treehenge. Lara. Lara, you look fucked up, girl. You alright?
Be careful if you're going through to Treehenge. The Spriggans have been on guard ever since the worm cults invaded. I haven't been able to convince them to let anyone pass. If I don't get to the grove soon, it'll be too late.
Well, it looks like you ain't going nowhere anytime soon. So, Fiorinel was outside. She sent me to go in. She said she wasn't able to.
Fenoriel?
Fenoriel, yeah.
should block her entry to the sacred grove. Perhaps this is all related. Normally, the Spriggans allow me to come and go freely. But now they rage and won't let me through.
Do you need me to kill them all?
We need to do more than that.
Okay.
The matrons must be awakened. Disturbing Treehenge's roots should do the trick. They'll know what to do.
I'll go disturb the roots.
Give me a moment. I'll be right behind you.
No, you won't. You're not. Okay. What about these matrons?
They were the mortal hosts of the Green Lady when they were alive. For their sacrifice, they interred here. Usually, it's quite peaceful.
So I've heard of the Elton root, and I've heard of another tree of some significance here in Malabal Tor. I don't think it was the Treehenge. What is the Treehenge?
Treehenge is the resting place of the vessels of the Green Lady.
Okay.
When the Green Lady's mortal body dies, we bring their souls to this holy place. It's as much a library of knowledge as a tomb.
I can see why the Wormcoil would be here.
I don't know for sure.
Whoops. Did I just ignore you? I'm very sorry about that. Oh, holy shit. I think I borked my fucking, my, microphone. That's not good. Trayvon, what's happening? You might need to bear with me for just a moment. Wilder King storyline. I'm not gonna front. I actually have no idea what the fuck quest this is. I think the Wilder King was in Green Shade, right? I think I just got out of there into Malabal Tor. Believe so. But I ran an update right before I launched this game, and I think I fucked my audio chain. Fortunately, because Linux is God's gift to operating systems, so to speak, this should be but easy peasy to roll it back into nothing. So, let me see if I can do that. Easy effects, device not open. What the fuck? Downgrade 8.0.7. Yeah, 64 on that. Proceed. Okay. One second, I'm gonna unplug this mic. Try to reset it. Testing. Yeah. I think that worked. Maybe. Let me see. That's the one great thing and terrible thing about Linux. Is that, man, you can run some bleeding edge, incredible software that does amazing stuff. And then you'll update your system, and it will shit itself immediately. That doesn't happen with the nicer installations, but when you run the real bleeding edge ones like I do, they fucking break all the time. First PC I ever had was an old Dell I put Ubuntu on. Ubuntu. Haven't had Linux for many years now. Yeah, damn, old Dell with Ubuntu put on it after the fact? That tastes about like what my first experience was. They used to send out mailing CDs back in the mid-2000s, just trying to, I think it was Canonical, actually, Ubuntu's company, that was trying to get this out to people, and they would send it to you for free. And, back then, like, games didn't work for shit. There was no 3D translation layers. A lot of cryptographic protocols didn't work, so internet access to certain sites was spotty. Wi-Fi was a fucking crapshoot. NVIDIA drivers didn't work ever until like 2 years ago. But now it's gotten really, really mature. And I stuck with it for those 20 years just because I liked it so much that if a game didn't run, I wouldn't fucking bother with it. But, it's crazy what Valve has gotten working on Proton. I probably wouldn't have stayed with it for so long if Windows didn't get so bad so fast. But like after Windows 7, bro, it was just fucking downhill at breakneck speed. Once I saw them release, what was it, 8 or 8.1 Metro, where they had the goddamn touch interface for desktop PCs, that's when I realized they were way too deep in the sauce. They had no idea what they were doing anymore. That division of the company was being run by failed UX designers and project managers, not people I want designing my operating system, personally speaking. And never looked back. This might be the Wilder King questline. I don't really know. I don't think it is. The matrons. Oh, fuck. Alright, Merry Christmas. Shit.
I'll explain later.
I didn't say anything. It sucks because, like, I owned a Windows phone, and granted the ecosystem wasn't well developed, but fundamentally it wasn't a bad set of software. The developer ecosystem wasn't there, but it could have been, I think, if they marketed it. Why they decided to make that their desktop interface, I'll never be able to understand. I'm sure it was some dumbass corporate synergism, like, oh, we need product identity cohesive across all our platforms, which, you know, That's great if you're selling art, but if you're selling fucking tools I need to do jobs and shit, it'd be nice if you just don't butt fuck all my shit every 3 years. I think the sad truth is that Microsoft has moved to a subscription company and a business-to-business software company, and consumers like you and me, presuming that you're an end consumer like me, that is, they don't give a fuck about us anymore. They'd sooner us just stop downloading their updates, stop bothering them. I've got a few friends that run Mac OS because I don't use it, but from what I understand, Mac OS is pretty unparalleled when it comes to creative work with some of the stuff they have on iPad and music production. But even they're saying Mac OS is getting real kind of frayed around the edges. Like it's starting to feel funky in the way that Windows started to when it felt like they weren't paying attention to it. I hoped we would get a better operating system for phones too, because seeing Android come out years ago and be run on a Linux kernel was great, but then they've started locking down Android too. They may have doubled back on it or not, I'm not sure, but not that long ago, they were talking about removing the ability to sideload. They weren't going to let you put anything on an Android phone that you didn't get from the Play Store, which is fucking crazy to me. I mean, if that happened, if they do that, I will probably just stop using a cell phone. Straight up, just deal with it. My life will suck as a result, but I am not about to buy a damn computer only to be told by the person that sold it to me what I can install on it. They can go fuck themselves. Pardon my French. It's Christmas, I had a few drinks. Yeah, the subscription model is rough. I sympathize with people that find it to be a good deal because they price it price it very, very aggressively, and for you to get $300, $400, $500 deep in a piece of hardware and just want to play GTA, I guess GTA probably wasn't on Game Pass, but whatever, some game, I can see that there's a strong short-term value proposition there. Of course, if you plan to like amortize that over the cost of the life cycle of the console, 3-4 years, suddenly that value proposition makes a lot less sense, but that's their game plan, I guess, right? They're gonna squeeze every last fucking penny out of you until you decide it's not worth it. And at that point, the service is usually gone to shit anyway. Yeah, there's a lot of people going back to flip phones. I'm probably gonna be one of them. What the fuck happened to you? Somewhere along the way, phones, they were sold to us as mobile computers in your pocket. And a few years down the line, they turned into billboards in my pocket that advertisers who pay the highest dollar on an ad auction get permission to shove shit and notifications in my face against my will. You know, I just not really buying into buying a new $1,000 iPhone every 2 years for that shit, frankly. I am, like you, amazed that some people put up with it. I think a lot of it's Stockholm Syndrome. I quit using Facebook like 10 years ago just out of principle and spite. But seeing some people break their Facebook habits, it's tough for some of them. It's like a true to life addiction. I'm hoping at some point we're gonna get some medical research out on the neurology of children from ages like 4 to 16 and try to make some quantitatively determined judgments about what constant dopaminergic exposure via cell phones does to the human brain, because I know that impact ain't fucking non-zero. You know what I mean? It does something, and it seems like kids are just getting dumber, shittier, and we also aren't building environments for them to be safely dumb and shitty, like, you know, throwing rocks behind the house and shit like that. Nowadays anything you do is recorded, so there's no place to be shitty and be a kid. The shittiness like then compounds into adult-like shitty behaviors. Okay, so who's this?
I see no malice within you. Is there compassion in its place, I wonder? Do you seek to purge the poison within the henge?
Poison? What do you mean?
The cultists poison our roots. Their blasphemous magic runs through our veins. We burn alive. Why have you come, mortal? Will you end our suffering?
I mean, Jesus Christ, lady.
Then save Treehenge.
Okay.
If our roots collapse, the whole of this place will fall into ruin. Save us before the cult consumes all that we've grown.
Okay, goodbye. Yeah, I didn't really believe in the, Whoa!
They're pulling me away.
That wasn't a save, was it? That seemed... that seemed
The
pretty bad.
necromancers pulled Fenoriel away. What could they want with her?
They're probably gonna corrupt her, which sounds really gross.
Then we must take her back quickly. There is an altar not far from here. It's used to ready a soul before it takes root. Perhaps it can also be used to bring her back to us.
How exactly?
You must wash the shrine clean with the moon and stars.
Wait,
It
the
was said
what?
that the moon kisses the rivers flowing through here in beams from the sky. The stars travel on gossamer wings, in torchbugs gracing frond and leaf. Take them to the altar, and they will guide her back.
Bugs?
Go now.
Bu-
You must not delay.
That sounds like bug... Okay. I think you're talking about bugs. Water and bugs. Yeah, it's weird. I like using phrases like stupid and dumb and imbecile in a juicy, hyperbolic manner. But there definitely seems to be a rapid shift in human beings' ability to process information, both spoken and written. And they are somehow simultaneously learning to over-rely on context, yet build incorrect mental frameworks of what that context is. So, like, nowadays, I feel like when I communicate to somebody, they're not actually listening to what I'm saying. They're, like, constructing a narrative in their head of what they imagine a person like me to say like, and then to sound like, and then responding to that. It's very, very strange. It seems to be happening to a lot of people across all generations, but I don't know why. Probably brain plasticity or whatever. It's fucking kids up the most, the fastest. Well, this ain't bugs. This is moon shit. Yeah, some of the writings I've seen from teachers are to be believed. If you look at it in a per capita context, the overall consensus seems to be the quote smart and achieving kids are doing great, probably better than ever. And what used to be the wide middle ground and then the small amount of underachievers has shifted to where now there's a smaller amount of middle achievers and a larger amount of underachievers, helped largely in part, you know, due to the fact that technology is assisting that process so quickly. But I also kind of don't blame them, you know? They're being brought up into a world, at least in my country, where they've been sold a lot of false suppositions about how to become successful, what kind of life they can look forward to, and they're being chastised into like voting for A or voting for B, because if you don't do that, you're a bad person and the youth don't vote, so it's your fault. And then no matter who the kids vote for, they get fucked. The old people keep getting all the money and the stocks and the assets. And no matter what they do, they get the shit into the stick. So on one hand, I kind of don't blame them for getting stupid just out of spite. We didn't really make a very good case that they shouldn't. So I suppose that's kind of on, maybe not my generation, but the one in front of me. But my generation's shitty parents. I don't have kids. And I did so because I didn't think I would be ready to raise someone better than I was raised. I think that was a wise decision, at least at that point. I see a lot of people that didn't make that kind of calculus, let me tell you. Yeah, it's bananas, bro. I'm not one for politics. I don't like it. I found pretty quickly that the world is far too complicated to be divisive in that way, particularly in the modern American context. My only saving grace is that tell me I'm wrong. I'd love to be told I'm wrong about this, but the past 6 months or so, I've felt a deep breath, a kind of a sigh that I think some people are starting to think about things a bit more clearly, a bit more broadly, and realize that maybe these lines they drew weren't actually accurate or helpful at all. Could be wrong, but oh damn! What the fuck? Where did he go? I feel people sharpening up a little bit. I hope so. I hope the rate at which they sharpen is faster than the rate at which the kids get dumber. Yeah, I'm sure you can tell from my voice that I grew up in the American South, where we have a beautiful, beautiful mix of many different types and cultures and colors of people. And despite all that, we all think quite similarly. And I don't know what's going on. Is it just me, or have you noticed other people from other parts of the country saying y'all more often? Because I've noticed that the past 4 or 5 years, people in the Northeast, in LA, and the Pacific Northwest are saying y'all with no Southern accent. That shit is crazy. I still can't get used to it. But, yeah, I felt like we've had a lot of time of much of the rest of the country speaking for us. Trayvon 3000. You know, I once knew a wise man called Andre 3000. I think it was at the BET Awards, if I'm not mistaken, where he said something to the effect of, the South got something to say. And I think the South is about ready to speak up again. You're from New Zealand? Holy shit, you're way the fuck out there. Is it just the Americans that are losing their... Well, not losing. Was it just the Americans that went bonkers for the past few years, or was it everybody? To speak roughly and without getting into unnecessary specifics to drag this conversation anywhere it shouldn't be, of course.
Cities are as alive.
I get the sense everyone lost their fucking minds.
Some are good, some are bad. Some give you gifts, others rob you blind.
I try to stay up on what little bit of politics I can through New Zealand. I try to stay a citizen of the world. What little I do know, I know that you have a very interesting relationship with Australia. And there's a lot of cultural and economic crosstalk that's undergoing some shifts over the past couple of years. You have a really interesting cross-border system with how you allow, or maybe up until recently at least, allowed travel without long-term visas, which is pretty cool. Above. How the fuck? How am I supposed to get up there? No way. No way I can walk up there. That's too easy. Oh, dude. Zenimax, what are you... Oh. Get out of here, Zenimax. Oh, okay. I will never be able to have this belief of mine proven. It's one of those unprovable beliefs, and it's all on guts and heuristics and so on. But I think around 2016 or so to 2020, when was ChatGPT released into the public? Probably 2022. I have a very strong suspicion that somewhere between 2016 to 2020, some of these language models and systems that predated them were probably in active use by nation-state intelligence services, namely probably the United States, Russia, China, Australia, and the UK, most of the Five Eyes countries. And I strongly suspect many of those nation-states were absolutely poisoning online discourse in every forum they got the chance. Reddit, Facebook. I mean, over here in the States, we got all the reporting about Russian bot farms, which are absolutely true, and they were. And you can still find evidence of it if you look around. But I think we really underplayed that everybody was doing that. And I'm not yet convinced people understand that was happening, but they seem to be more willing to disbelieve stuff they see written just because it was written as text, right? Maybe when I say people are calming down, maybe that's what I'm noticing. that they're not just saying, "Oh, look what I found on Facebook." It's so easy to poison discourse, man. It's crazy. You don't have to make anybody believe anything. There's a fascinating bit of psychological warfare that the East Germans did right after the Iron Curtain was constructed post-World War II. It's called Zersetzung. And the thinking behind Zersetzung was that because the East German Stasi tried to employ as many East Germans as arms of the state to enforce the party line that they could, they needed ways to get the dissidents that wouldn't take part. And what they would do is that they would employ functionaries of the state to just fuck with people. Not like harass them necessarily, but like, say if there was a politician that the Stasi felt might be, I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to get up here. If the Stasi felt they might be a problem, what they would do is they would figure out what this person's schedule was, and a Zersetzung operative would walk by him on the street and just run into them. Just not hard, but just brush their shoulder against them. And they would do this every other walk this person took, such that this person realized somebody knows who they are and is curious about what they're doing. Zersetzung operatives would break into these people's houses. They wouldn't steal anything, but they would rearrange stuff. They would move stuff around, as if to suggest very openly and clearly, yes, someone was here, and no, there's nothing you can do about it. They would call in rumors to these people's workplaces and say, you know, I saw such and such, this guy that, you know, you think is so great. I saw him at the bar with some other woman. He might be cheating on me. Stuff like this. Yeah, exactly like gang stalking. In fact, I would go so far as to argue that gang stalking very well may be a psychiatric condition developed because of social awarenesses of this exact kind of operation. But yeah, precisely that. Zersetzung. There's documents and data on it. I wouldn't believe it if it wasn't shown after the fall of the Iron Curtain of the Berlin Wall, but this shit actually truly did happen. And I think that a lot of what online discourse experienced over the past 10 years is basically that. It's online mass distributed gang stalking, Zersetzung. And because of the way that targeting data works now, we see it ourselves with how effective advertising algorithms and engines are. It would be fucking trivial to find out exactly who your, quote, informational enemies are and targeting them with just mounds of bullshit posts on Reddit and Facebook and YouTube suggestions and fuck knows what else. I certainly am going to hesitate from making any, like, judgments on a nation by nation level, because I think that's a fool's errand, but I think it's out there. That dead internet theory shit. I wholeheartedly believe whoever wrote that dead internet theory 4chan post was probably some lunatic nation-state intelligence operative that just wanted to speak his mind privately years before this became a problem. That's my conspiracy shit. You can notice it in the quality of comments, too. You and I are having a conversation. We're exchanging ideas. We're clarifying understanding, right? And you see the way that some people have online discourse, some, quote, people, and they don't do that. They don't want to clarify topics. They don't want to exchange information. They want to express a feeling. They want to compel you to respond. They want to say, I feel X, therefore you should feel Y or Z as a result. There's no actual information being transmitted. They're transmitting emotion. And like once I started to see that, man, I can't even read Reddit anymore. Because I'm not convinced that anything I'm reading there, or at least anything but a vanishingly small percentage, is worth poisoning my mind over. Wow, that looks bad. Skullbreaker? That's a boss. Fuck that. Okay, how am I supposed to? I don't know how I'm supposed to get up there. I mean, I'm already at the point now where I've told my parents if they get a call from someone that sounds like me, telling them that I've been arrested and I need to get bailed out of jail because of a crime I didn't commit or whatever, hang up the phone and then call me. Because you can't even trust people's voices anymore. I put this on YouTube. There's hours of my voice out there. I know enough about this technology to know that At any point, anyone could digitally recreate my voice, and it would sound just like me, and there's nothing I can do about it. Same reason I'll put my face here, because I just don't want to give it to the machine quite yet, you know? What's it gonna do for me? Nothing? I make a YouTube face, oh, and I get one more click on the thumbnail? Yeah, not worth it.
Unnatural creatures stalk these woods. We paid the price for our ignorance. Learn from our mistakes.
You're a quest giver? I gotta find these torch bugs, lady. AI stuff is scary, dude. It's gonna be unstoppable, and yet we're gonna have to build lifestyles around it. I don't think the internet's strong enough to resist it. As in, I think the data that we transmit over the internet is gonna just be poisoned. It's gonna be scarlet lettered, and if we're gonna want to communicate as humans digitally, we gotta build a new protocol. It's probably gonna take ID verification, which is awful. It's definitely gonna be abused immediately, the worst possible ways. But without it, I mean, we might have to roll back and just not use the internet the way that we used to. I don't really see another solution. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But they're pushing hard. I mean, even memory prices, I'm sure you've noticed, if you want to build a PC now, memory prices have almost quadrupled in the past 6 months from these data center build-outs. They're gonna fucking shove this shit down our throats whether we like it or not. Yeah, that's right. Australia just banned 16 and unders from social media, didn't they? And the UK enforced, I don't know the details, but yeah, they did some kind of online age verification thing, didn't they? That it's passed here in the US in some states, but not everywhere. We have a very, Americans are very different across the country, but the one thing we do share most often is that we have a very deep distrust of the federal government. Some would say that's well placed, some would say that it's misguided. I don't think anyone could say that every one of us doesn't experience it every 4 years as power cycles hands. We just don't trust power structures above us. And as a consequence of that, I hesitate to imagine a federal nationwide ID check thing will happen, but there will be ad hoc instances of it. The UK is going through some crazy shit right now. I feel so bad because it seems like they're leaning in an American kind of direction, which is to say they want a degree of protection for speech and expression that they seem to not have. As far as I understand it, freedom of expression and speech is not codified in anything resembling a UK constitution, which is fascinating. In a way, they really are the subjects of the king. I need to learn more about New Zealand's history. It's just such a strange landmass to have its own government, you know? Things usually that size get taken over by a bunch of white people in the 1600s. Maybe that's exactly what happened, come to think of it. It's just different white people. Lady, I don't know how you want me to get up there. I'm gonna have to swim. That's exactly what happened? Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. British Commonwealth country. I did not. I feel like a fucking moron. It's a Commonwealth country? I didn't know that at all. I guess I just assumed that it wasn't, because if it was, then Australia and New Zealand would have never been partitioned separately. You know what I mean? But clearly that was a wrong assumption. I imagine y'all are gonna have some serious problems with tourism as the wealth gap across the entire globe spreads, and there's more poor and slightly few richer, but with much, much more money. Beautiful, consolidated places like New Zealand are going to be at risk of being completely eviscerated by these people. I hesitate to call them people. I'm convinced that when you turn into a billionaire, your genome starts to change. Turn into a goblin. You really do. Like, I don't think I could expect anyone that achieved that much power, functional, actionable power, to not become goblin. They would fully squonk instantly. It's like a force of nature. There's nothing you can do. Looking for top OG treater kills? Fucking nope. Fuck out of here. Pardon. Okay, certainly I've got to get through here this way, right? It's got to be how you do it. Yeah. Oh, oh, nope. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Don't make me do it. Bastion, what are you doing?
Day will be ours.
Bastion, you're fucking worthless, bro. What did I even bring you along for? Wow, they're mad. Bastion? Bastion! You're just causing more problems, Bastion! Oh.
That was easy.
Yeah, I bet. I bet it was, Bastion. Get the fuck out of here. Alright. It's so much fun to get on services like YouTube, Elder Scrolls Online, and just play like I'm playing and not be shitty. I don't know why that's so hard for me to find. I don't know if it's my algorithm or whatever, but it just seems like motherfuckers just get on here and complain. Not ESO specifically, but just games. They just get on here and piss and moan. I don't get it. I don't know why people don't like to have fun anymore.
Haste our steel.
You get him, Bastion. Godspeed. That fitness point. That's him, yeah? Okay. Do a little sneak. That's it? Okay. Can we... Moldy journal. Raining again. One wonders why I did not bring proper supplies into this place. Supposing the Bosmer who lived around here were anything more than savages was a mistake. Alright, I don't want to read the rest of that shit. They can fuck off. Oh yeah.
What's going on? I feel so strange.
I touched the beacon.
Yes, I heard them whispering, felt their blackened magic. They seek to turn me into an abomination, all of us.
How?
We were all once the Green Lady. The bond between us is strong, but tenuous so long as I'm not yet rooted. If they corrupted me, it could spread through us all. I need to take root in the seed before it's too late.
Don't worry, I'll find the seed.
I'll take root in Hengekeeper Lara for as long as I can.
Whoa! I was gonna say this was mega beacon coded until that. That's new. What are you doing, Fiorinel? What? Hey, you can't go up in someone's body like that without permission, girl. That's not okay.
Fenorio? I think I felt her. Did you find her?
I bet you did. I don't even think she asked you first. Yeah, she's floating all up in you.
I knew it wasn't my imagination. She must need something to cling to. I'm here, my lady. I will protect you.
You seem to be okay with it.
Fenoriel can't stay with me for long. If she weakens much more, she'll never take root in Treehenge. And if that doesn't happen, well...
What do the matrons say?
They sense the worm cult grows desperate. Fenoriel must join Treehenge before the worm cult can capture her again. The fiends have turned to the Spriggans for information.
Cult is doing.
They're tormenting them, driving them mad. They must know the Spriggans are the true guardians of the Grove. You've got to help them before they're completely destroyed.
They're fucking completely destroyed! I'll do my best. I'm fucking pumped to go through Oblivion. Excuse me. I got my mod list set up. I got, there's just one little piddling fucking error that I have to deal with running it on this computer. For some reason on Linux, it runs great until you get into a talking cutscene with somebody, and then it slows down to like 10 frames a second. I don't know why that happens, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Once I get that solved, oh boy. First ever playthrough of Oblivion. I've never gotten farther than the introductory tunnel escape.
You need to keep moving.
No, I haven't gotten to the sorting phase yet. Yeah, those Bethesda packages are real sensitive to load order, aren't they? Damn, I might not be able to do this by hand. I might need a mod manager.
This is a great area for harvesting.
Are you up here? Part of the issue with mod managers on this computer is that most of them are built for Windows, and so they'll try to do cutesy things like auto-downloading stuff from Nexus and running updates in the background, but they'll run update subroutines that are built with Internet Explorer and shit, just stuff that I don't have on this machine. So sometimes they tend to fail. I'm hoping I can find one that I can just use to manage load order. I think there was one called Loot, maybe? Or Mod Organizer 2, MO2. One of those two did the job for Fallout 4.
Even an old
I'm
sack
hoping it'll
with
work for
treasure
Oblivion.
inside.
Get these mushrooms. Oh, that looks bad. Whoops. Look out. Oh, shit. Oh, they got a mammoth? Shit. 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 What happened there? Get him, 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 get him. Yes, sir. Okay. Where's... Hold on.
You're exhausted. Pace yourself.
No, I want my spider webs. I ain't pasting shit. Oh, fuck.
Sheath your weapons. The battle is won.
I would appreciate you not telling me what to do. But good swinging back there. Appreciate that. Wait. No, that was almost a catastrophe. Oh, yeah. Oh, back up.
Stop it. That's cruel and wasteful.
It was a spider. You know what? You know what, Bastion? Ow. Oh, you think you slick, huh? Tell you what, how about you take that slickness and hit the fucking road? How about that? The fuck out of here. Tell me what to do. I don't need you, Bastion. Look at this. I don't need jack shit from you, Bastion.
Your efforts are wasted. Come to the waterfall. Follow light.
Do it. I dare you. I dare you. Do it. That was a goofy move. What do you think was gonna happen? Okay. Spriggan Matron. Uh-huh. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Matron. Matron. Ma'am. 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 Oh. Oh, they're mad. Oh, they're mad. Oh, shit. Damn, he threw a damn skull at me. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, man. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the rest of your holidays. Anytime.
Your courage and compassion are welcome, but I fear it's far too late for anything to be done.
Too late? What do you mean?
The cultists have all but destroyed us. They killed Treehenge from the roots. Fenoriel must live if we are to heal.
How can I save her?
The cavern you first entered holds Treehenge's roots. Within is the holy seed, cast off from the first sprout. Find it, and bring it to Fenoriel. It will allow her to root and flourish.
More MacGuffins? Oh, take me there. Oh, you mean like... Oh,